Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show that takes your sources, pulls out the key insights, and hopefully gives you those aha moments. Today, we're really getting into something profound, inner strength. And not just everyday strength, but the kind needed to face down and overcome some really insidious battles. As always, we're looking at your sources, presenting the ideas impartially. We don't endorse them, we just explore them to help you understand. So the material for this deep dive, it's from a fascinating series called Mr. RX, specifically a piece titled The Unveiled Walk, a Dialogue on Divine Strength, Part 1.
Right, and this part features Mr. RX, the visionary, and Rose, the presenter.
Yeah.
And it really focuses on Rose's own story, her personal journey.
Yeah, how she overcame what the source calls gang stalking, street theater, and gaslighting. Just for context from the source, gang stalking is described as like coordinated harassment.
By groups.
Street theater sounds like staged public incidents meant to mess with her.
Yeah, disrupt her reality, maybe?
And gaslighting? Well, that's trying to make someone doubt their own sanity, their perceptions.
Exactly. And Rose, in the source, doesn't just talk about getting through it. She calls it true victory.
So the big question, echoing Mr. RX in the source, is really how? How did Rose personally overcome something that sounds so all-encompassing, so psychologically damaging? Where did that victory actually start for her?
Well, according to the source, Rose's answer is pretty immediate. She says her victory began when she deeply understood her spiritual heritage, and what she specifically calls the genuine, unique love of God.
Okay, so not a quick fix then.
No, definitely not. She frames it as intense spiritual warfare, but also growth. And here's where it gets really interesting. According to the text, Rose claims she had direct guidance from Enoch.
Enoch.
Yes, whom she identifies as her direct ancestor. She calls him a sentinel, a guide. Someone who, in her words, protected her while she figured out how to navigate and, well, outmaneuver these forces she felt were attacking her.
So for listeners who might know, Enoch is a significant figure in some traditions.
He is a prophetic figure. And Rose's account really emphasizes this sense of deep protection, almost like ancestral wisdom guiding her. And crucially, from her perspective in the source, God allowed these challenges.
Allowed them? Why?
Not out of neglect, she believes, but as a specific, unique training ground to help her grow stronger.
Wow. And the source really paints a picture of the emotional cost, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. She talks about crying a barrel of tears,
Yeah.
that feeling before she grasped the why behind it all.
That intense feeling of being labeled wrong, persecuted.
Yeah, utterly isolated and misunderstood.
And the source details the betrayal. It wasn't just random people.
No, that's what's so striking. She says it came from people she'd actively helped.
Trusted people, childhood friends, even family members.
Right, she lists trusted cousins, nieces, daughters of my cousins. It's very specific.
And it goes beyond that circle, too.
Yes.
Huh?
Clients she'd helped achieve their American dreams, who she says then manipulated her kindness.
And then just unknown people.
Countless unknown people who she believes were paid for by the gang stalking group. It's a staggering scope of betrayal described there. But here's the pivot point. The real insight from Rose's account in the source. She shifts from that personal hurt, which must have been immense, to spiritual discernment. Meaning she started to see it not just as people attacking her, but as something bigger. She quotes Ephesians 6.12.
Okay.
For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, you know the one.
But against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world.
And against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms.
Yeah.
Exactly. So for her, this framework helped her understand that her earthly enemies were just being used. Yeah. It reframed the entire experience.
So facing all that, what does she do, the source says?
She took the hands of Enoch.
Right, drawing on that ancestral connection she felt.
And she decided to stand by Jesus.
Okay.
And follow her inner strength, which she identifies as the Holy Spirit's 100% frequency, and cling with God.
That phrase, Holy Spirit's 100% frequency, what do you think she means by that in the source?
It sounds like a complete alignment with divine power, like being fully tuned in, fully energized by Spirit to guide her actions. And you have to imagine how hard that was. The source says she was ganged up on and targeted from every angle.
Called crazy, isolated.
Right. And her understanding evolved. She came to believe they attacked her because they fundamentally misunderstood her.
How so?
She says they saw her strength as arrogance, her kindness looked like pity to them, and her generosity. They felt entitled to it.
Wow.
But despite all that, she says she consciously chose the right way.
Okay, so the source really describes this incredible inner strength, this fortitude. It highlights this shift, doesn't it? Moving from feeling profoundly betrayed and attacked
Hmm.
to standing firm in her spiritual understanding, her faith.
Yeah, it really lays the groundwork for understanding how she prepared internally for what she calls her fight-back strategy,
Hmm.
which I guess we'll hear more about later in the series.
Right, that next step isn't detailed here, but you can see the foundation being built.
So, thinking about this for you, the listener, what does Rose's story, as presented here, offer? Well, these initial insights are pretty powerful, aren't they? For her, this internal spiritual viewpoint became the lens to reinterpret what looked like external chaos.
It let her reframe it
Exactly. It shows the potential power of reframing adversity. For Rose, it seemed to shift her away from just feeling like a victim
towards purpose, growth.
towards a sense of purpose and growth, yeah. Regardless of anyone's specific beliefs, that power of reframing is significant. And it also really highlights the role she gives to that spiritual connection, that ancestral guidance she felt.
Yeah, it really underscores the core message from her experience in Mr. Arks, how even with immense suffering, betrayal from the closest people,
Yeah.
she found a way, as she puts it, to hang on to her sanity.
And build confidence.
Right, by seeing the struggle through that spiritual lens, not just as personal attacks against her.
And this does connect back to that broader idea of resilience, doesn't it? Finding strength maybe where you least expect it, even when things feel overwhelming, when trust is shattered. The source suggests there can be this deep wellspring inside.
So we'll leave you with a really potent thought from the source material, a statement that kind of sums up Rose's whole perspective on this ordeal. What they meant for my harm, God turns it around for my good.
Powerful line.
It is. Maybe consider how adversity in your own life, even deep betrayal, could potentially be reframed. Could it be a catalyst, maybe, for a deeper understanding or uncovering an inner strength you didn't know you had? Something to think about.